It was an accident. No one wanted it to happen. In fact, everyone was trying his best to make sure that nothing of the kind happened. Mike was to blame, that's what everyone said. Yes, he had been the one who had left the ladder against the wall, but how could he have known that it would cause so many problems? He had been hanging up the curtains to help the maid. In fact, she could not reach it, so she had asked for help. After Mike had hung up the curtains, he had expected the maid to put away the ladder. She had put it off until later, after she had finished cooking. Children are unpredictable, and that was true of Brian too. Seeing no one about, he had climbed the ladder just like he had seen his elder brother do earlier on. It must have been exciting to him because the maid heard him calling out excitedly. No one else was in the house. She had thought that he was playing and calling out to her just as he usually did. Then she had heard a thud and a scream followed by silence. She had run out of the kitchen and seen Brian on the floor bleeding from his head. As could be expected, she had panicked and instead of attending to him, had run screaming to the next door neighbors. It had been a good thing that Mr. Richards was at home at the time. He had rushed over and acted coolly. He had called for an ambulance and had given Brian first aid. The ambulance had arrived in 10 minutes and taken away the little guy. The maid had then recovered a little and called Mike, who had then rushed to hospital after he had called everyone else. Now they were outside the hospital emergency ward. Mike was his usual cool self, taking charge and comforting and encouraging. His mother was panicking as usual. The maid was in hysterics as she kept blaming herself. Mike found himself in a terrible situation. He was comforting the two women and at the same time keeping an eye on the door. His own heart was aching too as he worried and pretended not to. After about an hour, the doctor emerged. Mike's heart felt cold as he looked at the doctor. Then he knew that everything was all right. The doctor smiled. The smile was contagious. Mike smiled and then his mother and finally the maid. Then they all trooped in to see the little imp. He looked okay, in spite of the large bandage on his head. What a relief.